Hi, it's Dwyer, gamblersadvisory.com, a free site, bettingangle.us, a free site. Today is March the 4th, 2023. Remember, the opinion you should follow should be your own. Just consider this video to be a second opinion from a complete stranger online. Now, there is a situation happening in the NBA right now that's ongoing. Right? You just want to look up the numbers yourself. I'm not going to bore people with stats. You just want to look up the numbers yourself and you just want to know the truth. Right now, I'll just put it this way. Different people have different ideas. Different people have their own truths. Right? But from this seat, Joel Embiid, Kendrick Perkins' pick for MVP, should not have won the MVP award in the NBA. Understand, it's the NBA MVP award. It's not the woke MVP award. I don't care what the politics say. I'm interested in the actual award, the most valuable player in the league. Now, it's clear after the first two games where Embiid is out, injured for the first game, and Philly wins. Then the second game comes, Embiid is there, somebody else on his team, the same guy who did great things and led the team to the win in game one, out-rebounds him, and that guy's a guard. It's been clear to me all year that the MVP, well, at least the most valuable player on the Philadelphia 76ers is not even Joel Embiid. He's not the MVP of his team. No, the MVP is the NBA's assists leader for this last year. It's a guy who has an image problem. It's a guy who won an MVP in the past, then another year averaged over 36 points a game with at least 6 assists and 6 rebounds a game from the guard position, and got passed over for MVP by a guy who averaged several points less. Right, folks? The most valuable Sixer is James Harden. I don't care if Harden's having fights with entourage members, or if Harden is in some club, or if teams like the Nets feel abandoned by Harden. Right, folks, the award is for value on the court. It's not for who's the best politician or who gives the best interviews. Now, it's an outrage. I understand Embiid's not 100%. Let me tell you, too. Close friends in my inner circle are hitting me with absolute foolishness, as I see it, and telling me that Embiid deserved the MVP more than Joker. Right, folks? I'm just telling you, when you have a player who got more rebounds than Embiid, at Embiid's position, who got more than twice the number of assists per game as Embiid. Right? A player with a much better plus-minus. In other words, when he was on the court, his team did better, proportionately, than Embiid's team did when Embiid was on the court. Right? When you have a joker, and if the award is for the MVP of the 2022 to 2023 season, right, folks, Joker's the best. Right? Joker doesn't have a James Harden on his team. Right? Don't get me wrong, Murray's nice, Porter's nice, right? But it's clear the best nugget is Joker. So we have a situation here where the actual play of the NBA players in these playoffs might actually show what a mockery the MVP award is. how the pundits, right, all these great former players who are, trying to tell you that, we should overlook assist numbers that, quite frankly, per game are better than Wilt's, when Wilt, from the center position, led the league in assists one year. Right? When pundits are trying to tell you to overlook history. Right? When a guy is breaking the historical numbers, and we're supposed to hear about how somebody else is a nice guy, how no Sixer since Allen Iverson had won MVP and Philly is an NBA town. Right? When I'm supposed to be blinded by the fact that Embiid won the scoring title again. Hey, he's a great scorer. Right? But then I look at Joker's numbers, and guess what, folks? Joker's over 20 points per game. Right? When I'm hearing all this noise off the court and on the court, Joker against DeAndre Ayton. And I'm a Pac-12 guy. I remember when Ayton was in the Pac-12. Right? Excellent defender. But DeAndre Ayton is getting carved up like a Thanksgiving turkey by Joker in this Denver-Phoenix series. Well, that tells me I might be looking at one of the great moments in the NBA. Right, folks? Denver's almost impossible to beat in Denver. Right, Joker, a guy who somehow when they picked the all-star teams, right, LeBron and Giannis or whoever it was were picking players, Joker was one of the last people picked. You were watching the situation and you thought, wow, this is political. This is political. Who's a better center than Joker? Not in the Western Conference, but in the National Basketball Association. Who won 2 of the last 3, and you and I know it should be 3 for 3, MVP awards in the league. And he's getting dissed here. Other guys who aren't even in consideration for your MVP ballot, we're getting picked ahead of him for the All-Star game by the NBA captains. Right? Then, of course, you're watching the playoffs and you're saying, man, James Harden can carry a team, can't he, in game 1? Embiid, not on the court, injured. Folks, let's just say this diplomatically. Joker might take out the Phoenix Suns. Then Joker might take out the winner of the Laker-Warriors series. Right? This might be Joker's revenge. Finals, it's going to be tough. Right? It's going to be tough. I'm not here to say otherwise. But the guy who they passed over due to politics for the MVP award, the guy who you know should be mentioned with the other guys who have won 3 MVPs in a row, right? Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, Larry Bird, right? That guy, Joker. Hey, Google, cancel alarm.
Okay, your alarm for 7:40 a.m. Cancel.
We're living in an AI world, aren't we? Well, all I can say is that guy right now might be on a march to the NBA Finals. Right? And if he gets there, I'd love to hear the argument then about who's the best center in the league. Let me say this too. Phoenix. Right? You look at the firepower, Devin Booker, wow. Folks, that guy's a future Hall of Famer. Right? Don't get blinded by the teammates. I know we were on some Chris Paul love fest for years, right? I know KD just showed up. But please, look at the numbers. Understand this media empire where we're, glamorizing 4.2 assists a game with Joel Embiid and ignoring over 9 assists a game with Joker. Right? That media factory that has you looking at all these other players is overlooking a crown jewel on the Phoenix Suns. Right? It's Devin Booker. Let's also go a step further. Wow, they gave up a lot to get Kevin Durant, didn't they? Right now, KD, tremendous. One of my favorite players. The Slim Reaper, tremendous. Right? Mikal Bridges is showing you that the Suns should have hesitated in even considering trading Bridges for Kevin Durant. Right? Bridges, great defender. We're finding out now that he's with the Nets, that there are nights where he's unstoppable on offense. You're looking at this Phoenix team and you say, wow, they got a lot of offensive firepower on the court, don't they? But then you're looking at the bench and you're saying, man, this bench is a little bit thin, isn't it? Then you're looking at Joker carve them up. And you're saying, man, they could use another great defender, couldn't they? A defender like Mikal Bridges. Right? I think there's a distinct possibility that the odds on this series are off and that Phoenix has hit a cul-de-sac, a dead end. They're on a road with nowhere to go. We'll see if that's the case. But understand, Denver does not have to win a single road game. All Denver has to do is hold serve. And it's clear that DeAndre Ayton has no idea whatsoever how to stop Joker. Also, I know Joker in interviews looks like he's not really concerned about not winning the MVP. Right? I know Joker's just talking about team unity, team this, team that, right? Okay, we all understand it, right? These athletes are competitors. I'm positive that Joker is there looking around and is saying, wow, this is my best year ever. Right? You look at my assists and you understand that I'm in the conversation. In fact, I'm outside the conversation with Wilt Chamberlain. Right? I have little doubt that Joker's on a mission and that his boys on the team, and they're a tight team. Guys like Aaron Gordon, right? Jamal Murray, Michael Porter, they just saw their guy passed over. Denver's going to be a tough out. Finally, let's talk about the Lakers. Look, I don't dispute, not for 1 second, not since he was at Kentucky, that there are some nights when Anthony Davis is one of the very best players in the entire league. Right? But listen to my words closely. Some nights. Right? Anthony Davis was just a monster in Game 1 against Golden State. Now, this isn't even a great year for the Warriors. Right? Warriors, quite frankly, have a problem winning on the road. But I need for people to look hard at Golden State. I mean, look hard at them. Let's remember, this is a team, they're the defending champions, first of all. This is a team that lost Game 1 of the NBA Finals. But yet, if you look at Golden State's history, going back several playoff series, several years of playoff series, Golden State always finds a way to win a game on the other team's home court. Right, folks? The streak of series where Golden State in the playoffs has won a road game goes back a long time. Also, Golden State is one of these teams that figures you out. They actually improve as the series goes along. Right? Understand, they're down 2-1 in the NBA Finals last year. Game 4 was in Boston. Right? Steph Curry explodes. That series gets pushed. Then you notice the last few games of the NBA Finals last year, Boston could not stop the Golden State Warriors. Now, the question here is, we know Anthony Davis can't do it every night. We know there's going to be a game, and it's just a personality thing. There's going to be a game where Anthony Davis is lost on the court against the Golden State Warriors, right? Where Davis looks invisible, where Davis gets less than 20 points in the game. We know that's going to happen, right? We know Davis isn't MJ. He's not Kobe. This isn't the guy who, could be out there with a bad cold or a knee injury, whatever, and still be lethal. That's not who he is. Right? Don't write off the Golden State Warriors. Game 1 was 48 hours after the Warriors just had an emotionally involved Game 7 in the battle for Northern California against the up-and-coming Sacramento Kings. Right? Understand, the coach of the year, Mike Brown, the coach of the Sacramento Kings, was Steve Kerr's assistant. Guys like the Warriors, guys like Klay Thompson were outraged to learn that his former assistant coach was leaving him in single coverage in Game 1. Right? So the Warriors were all amped up to go up against Sacramento, the higher seeded team. Warriors were the 6th seed, Sacramento was the 3rd seed. Warriors came out a little bit flat in Game 1. Right? Don't write them off for the series. AD is not Scottie Pippen and Jordan. This isn't the superstar who comes out, puts his foot on your neck, and keeps it there every game of the series. No, AD is the kind of person, in my opinion, and we have to make tough calls here, who, after Game 1, is going to think, okay, we have home court. As high as his top end is, he's going to take his foot off the neck of the Golden State Warriors. And that's going to be a mistake. If you want to see lethal, just look at Steph Curry on a nightly basis. Right? That Laker-Warriors series might be Lakers 1, Warriors nothing. Right? AD and LeBron. LeBron, please, stop volume shooting threes. I encourage people to just look at LeBron's 3 percentage this playoffs. Right? But just understand, AD and LeBron, as lethal as they are together, the Warriors are extremely well built. Right? Bob Myers, who's he? He's the GM of the Warriors, has put together a juggernaut. Right? The Warriors lost Game 1. I'm just telling you, no one in that locker room is panicking. That's how I see it. Let me hear from you. If you have specific bets or a different approach or different takes than me, I hope you share them with the public in the comment section of this YouTube video. Right? Hey, Joel Embiid, great guy. Great guy. At a minimum, there's an open question on whether he's the best player on his team. Right? We know he's not the passer Joker is. We know this year he wasn't the rebounder Joker is. I'm puzzled. Let me hear from you. Thanks for stopping by.